Hi, my name is Lance Watkins. I am the sales manager at Global Finishing Refinish Division. Today we are here to talk a partnership panel. GFS Assess relies heavily on our distribution partners, and with me today I'm honored to have Ken Burke, co-owner of DHI Equipment out of Novi, Michigan, Jason Bain, co-owner of KLC Automotive Equipment based in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I've got Marc Olivier Toutan based out of Quebec. You are president and CEO, correct?
Exactly.
Perfect. So partnership is huge, as we always talk about, and you guys are some of the best distributors that we have at Global, and our success we wouldn't be able to realize without you guys. So can you talk about how a local distributor helps make the life cycle of a paint booth much easier and more profitable for your customers that you currently deal with? Kenny, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so at DHI, our biggest thing is once we sell a booth and get a customer, we have our service, filters, and also maintenance. We don't really sell packages, but what we do is once we sell a paint booth, we start it up, train a customer, and then after that, we have our filter business. We try to lock on, to stay in contact with the customer, and so we also get our eyes, my own employees on our customers once a month. If the booth's working, if it's not working, we'll have someone there besides the customer calling us and saying, "Hey, my boost broke down, get out there." So also we have 4 very experienced service guys. I feel, I have a lot of people come to my house, not a lot, but a lot of people, service stuff at my house. They send a service technician that might have to leave 3 or 4 times that doesn't know what they're doing. So at DHI, we try to hold a very, educate our guys to the latest and greatest equipment. So when they do go to a customer, a lot of times they can almost figure out what's going on just by a call to them first. Then we go there and take care of them in a timely manner, keep them running. So we're always with our customers for the whole life cycle of the booth, maintaining it, servicing. So when they do need to expand or need to replace their booth because it's outdated, we're always there and don't really need to market or any of that. So,
Jason, what does KLC do?
We track similar to Ken. I think one of our selling points are when we sell a booth to a customer or a piece of equipment, one of the things we talk to them about is it's a 20 to 30 year partnership, right? We're not here and we're out. I mean, this is their success is our success is their success. So we want to be in with them, with that equipment, taking care of them, and throughout the duration in the life cycle of that booth. I mean, it's paramount. It's the way it should be, and it's the way it's the way we operate our business. So, it's not here's your equipment, see you later.
Yeah.
So.
Marc, do you run your business similar to what DHI and KLC do?
Yes, at Techno Combustion GMS, at the basis we are a service company, so every effort is made on the service, and that's the art of the body shop. So the paint booth has to run, and when it has a problem, we have to react fast and be there and make them run quickly.
Okay. I think all that turns into, and correct me if I'm wrong, but because you guys are constantly with your customers, servicing them, providing them filters, just every daily needs, you get a lot of repeat customers, don't you?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Paint booths have babies.
Good point. Hey, so from a corporate standpoint, we get to talk to a lot of customers, at trade shows like this, and one of the things that myself and our other members do, we like to promote, what our distributor offers. Okay. We're building paint booths. There's 5 other companies here that are doing the same thing, and I think it's important that our distributors are very well versed in not only national codes. We kind of handle that on our end. We build stuff that meets national codes, but you guys have to be very up to date on what your local codes are. I just had a customer not long ago that has a local code I didn't even hear about. So Kenny, maybe in the process of the sale, talk about the things that you supply your customer to educate them when picking out the right equipment.
Well, what we do is, we know a lot of our customers. So, our customers are in the business because of accidents. Most of our customers because other people get in accidents and know how to repair things and understand that their things also need to be serviced because that's what their business is derived of accidents and maintaining other people's things to get them business. So kind of what we try to do, you mean to let them know they need another piece of equipment or try to grow with them. So a lot of times we offer, CAD services. We're always with our customers, but when it comes to a point where they say, hey, I need to get more vehicles out, I want to expand, we're usually with them and know that in the process, and also the paint companies say, they might give us a call from one of our customers and say, hey, these guys are looking to expand. We want to, they're maybe bringing a dealership we sold to, shutting one shop down or putting an off-site business on. So we kind of are always there with them when they need more equipment, and also can recommend to them, saying, hey, this booth isn't really doing you well. You need to purchase a new one. So that's,
Jason, do you have to deal with any local codes up in your area? And then also, from a consultative standpoint, do you do the same thing as DHI when you consult with picking up the right equipment? Because we don't want to pick too much, but we don't want to shortchange them either. So maybe talk through your step of the process and educating the customer on the local codes that you deal with.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not sure how you guys are in your area, but Colorado doesn't have a state contractor's license. It's jurisdiction to jurisdiction. So, like me personally, I probably hold 40 contractor licenses from Denver to Colorado Springs to different counties. Yeah. So, you have, and ultimately the code book is the code book, right? I mean, it says and it dictates, but there's always that thing, authority having jurisdiction, AHJ. So, we can be in Boulder doing one thing and do it this way, and we might go to Denver, and that inspector or that planner reviewer or whoever, that building official, interprets the code totally different. If you're not familiar, you're not local, you don't know what's happening in the region. If you're coming in if you're just selling a piece of equipment from the East Coast and here's your booth, you're going to run into a bunch of issues. And we see it often with people that come in, they buy something that has no local support, no distributorship, and then they end up in a mess.
You mean they buy it off the website? Off the internet?
Maybe.
Mark, I know that you deal with some crazy issues up in Quebec, right? You can't use our ductwork. You got to get your own locally made because of some certain issues. So maybe touch on that a little bit, and touch on the same things that you do with your customer to educate them.
Yeah, in Quebec and Canada, we deal with a lot of code, not only the NFPA, but that's good because GFS is they take care of all those code. But in the installation, we have a safety code that you also have, but we have safety code that change every month. The interpretation of the code changes from an inspector to other one. So. And about the stack, we have all the environmental code that give us some trouble. So we have to stay on point on every regulation and be up to date, and that's how we can support the customer that never built a paint booth and just want to maybe made a homemade paint booth. We cannot do that. That's
sure. So you guys touched on it a little bit earlier. You talked about service and the different things that you offer your customer. Touch a little bit. If you offer a preventive maintenance program, right? We know you also sell filters. We know you provide your customers, but how many of you work on a preventive maintenance program? And then how are the customers reacting to that? 10 years ago, that wasn't kind of a big thing, but service is really starting to get, I think, some traction on not just servicing the booths, but also maintaining it and help your customers maintaining. So Jason, we'll start with you. What does KLC offer in that aspect?
Sure. Yeah, we offer, full service preventive maintenance programs. A lot of time we will go into a shop, either something we just sold or even just with existing customers, and we will work out a 12-month program with them, right? This is each month we're going to do A, B, C, and D. And then in the quarterly, we're also going to do this, this, and this. Semi-annual, we're going to do this. And it just encompasses the whole year so that everything's being touched, everything's being looked after the way it should be, and everything's taken care of. And a lot of time we'll do that with the customer is we'll factor in everything for the cost of the year. It's $20,000 for everything for the year. We'll break it over 12 payments, so it's even for them. It's budget friendly for them, and it's easy for them to work out. And that seems to work pretty well for us.
Okay. Kenny, what about DHI?
Well, we don't do maintenance contracts. There was a lot of times we tried and people wanted to think they get a contract signed with a customer. Well, because we have continuous people seeing our customers and in front of our customers all the time, and I feel the collision industry, especially in Michigan, is cyclical. So our competitors kind of tried to lock people up with contracts. They were going in and in the summertime, you're throwing away good filters and loading up a dumpster. So it's like we try to really look into our customers' whole business and become part of them. kind of like with Global and us, we feel ourselves are partners. I consider a lot of my customers partners with us because we take care of things that they don't know, but we're also getting longevity of filters for them. So now we do like you guys do on little payments and stuff like that because it is hard, and especially dealerships. Anything that comes out of a dealership's body shop manager's account kind of goes negative towards what they may. It's how everything's set up. We try to kind of cheat that system a little bit, and I trust our customers, and our customers trust us. And a lot of people think I'm crazy, and I don't want to get stuff signed, but
I think the
a
numbers
handshake to me is what we do. So,
and I think the numbers speak for themselves. What you're doing is working.
yeah.
Mark, how about in Quebec? How do you guys handle preventive maintenance? Do you offer that to your customers? If so, how do you go about gaining their business?
We're pretty much like DHI. We don't do a contract. It's all on trust, and we do have a system in place that we know when the filters will probably be done, since we know the customer, we know the production of the customer. So we have like an automatic order system that, but that could be that will be significantly better with the booth connect. We could just we can see when the filter will be done exactly. So that will improve maybe our way of doing, but it's all on trust, and we know what customer when they want to close the shop to do the maintenance, and every year it's the same time. So it's all on trust. It's all we know the customer, so that's how we do.
Good. I think that's important. I mean, I deal with a lot of distributors, and the ones that really focus on that aspect of it seems to be our most successful ones, right? The ones that maybe don't put that value into that side of the business, yeah, they're good, but they probably could be a little bit, grow their business more for themselves. I want to talk you guys about, you guys are involved in the sales process. Very rarely do we really get involved in the sales process with your customers. So I want you to hit on some key things that when you're in that process, talking to your customer, picking out equipment, what are key things that you hit on, from a partnership standpoint, and then from a partnership between you and the customer. So Kenny, why don't you go ahead and start?
So, like if I'm going into a new customer and trying to sell them a paint booth,
Yep.
That's what you're saying. So, gosh, I make it look easy sometimes. A lot of people say, but I don't go in selling light bulbs, CFM. Our competitors seem to do that a lot. Really, at DHI, I feel we could probably sell a lot of paint booths at different anything. What we can do. So the reason we pick Global is because you guys do have the best paint booths. I feel, worldly, believe it or not. So a lot of that, you guys help us out to be successful. My service guys call you guys. You guys have answers. Our guys are in the field. Paint. Everyone's looking at them. Get my booth up and running. So I don't want to say like a lot of people already know us when we go in there. So if I go into a customer that doesn't know me, I first analyze the shop. See, it's like selling the pen. I can go sell on light bulbs, filters, but if you don't need that pen, you're not going to buy that pen. So do they really need a booth?
Yep.
Is that the proper piece of equipment I'm selling them? Honestly, some of the customers might have a used booth in stock and they're only doing 3 cars a day. Might sell them something used first, but that booth will grow into a downdraft. So we analyze what the customer wants. What's he want to get through throughput? What's he really doing? He might be painting motorcycles or 1 car a day. Yeah. So that's kind of how it starts. And then we fit him with the piece of equipment, make sure his building accepts our booth, and then from there we kind of set him up, get him priced at, it's a very simple process. But, kind of analyzing the customer and making sure that they need something that I have to offer, and how throughput is a big thing, and where do they want to take that to? So is it 8 cars a day? Is it 12 cars? How many shifts you got? Are you working on the weekends? So that's how we kind of set up what we need. And, at DHI, we sell kind of the whole collision package through the whole repair process. But I never try to push anything on anybody. It's I kind of look at it as, if I'm building a shop, what would I want?
Those are all good points, and you're qualifying the customer, right? Why oversell them when they don't need that? And I think that's important. I think customers respect that too. They don't need a snake oil salesman come in. They need somebody who's going to help them with the problem that they have. Jason, what do you guys go about? How do you go about talking to the customer and making sure that you are providing what they're asking for?
Similar to Ken, right? We go in and we're not here to push a booth on you or sell you a booth. We're here to provide you a solution, right? What do you need? We're not going to oversell you. We're going to get you what you need at the price point you need to be at. And I think one of the great things with our partnership with Global is we have the ability to, it's not standard cookie cutter. This won't fit. This won't, rarely do we have to tell a customer we can't do that. We partner with you guys. We work with your team, and it might take a little time, or we'll have to do some, but we will get this worked out. We can make this work in your shop or your space, and I think that's one of the key things is that we're just there to provide them a solution. We're not there to oversell or to get them something they don't need, or we're just there to help them and be a partner with them. So
those are all great points, and it's it's kind of how I go about it too when I'm talking to distributors. Like I like the consultative approach. Okay, here's your problem. This is what you want to get. This is what I think you need. Now let's talk about it. Things may change. Things may not change. But we're keeping the customer engaged in the process, and I think they appreciate that. Mark, what do you do up in Quebec?
I think with GFS the good part when we sell a paint booth is that the half of the job is already done by the reputation and the service that the GFS and we Techno Combustion GMS do. So half of the job is already done to promote the product. After that, we just have to not oversell and not promising anything. Just bring them to other shop and make them see the product, and the product talk by himself. So we don't have to push any sell. It's just coming normally, and we use an argument sometimes that the painter want to paint in a good environment, and I think that's one thing that's if you with the shortage that we have on the painter and on all the it was a big aspect that when you want to work, you want to be in the best place to work in town. So that's another thing that we love.
You're a younger distributor up in Canada. You've been with GFS for 3 years.
Yeah,
2 years.
2.5. Yeah.
You're making some great headway. So you're doing something right, obviously.
Yeah.
One last question I think before we wrap it up, and to me this is important, and I promote this a lot with not only other distributors that I'm working with, but also customers. Right? I want you to share the importance of having local support, and that's what our distributors provide. A paint booth is never really a quick sale, right? We always say it's 6 months to a year, sometimes 2 years. So in the capital equipment and the long processes, how do you guys keep the customer engaged? You may talk to them today, that customer may not be buying till this time next year. So maybe what are some of the things you do to stay engaged with that customer, but not overbearingly engaged with that customer? Kenny?
Usually what I do for that, when I see a process, especially like we also do industrial. So industrial, we might come in, work with a paint, do a future, layouts, cycle times of parts that might need to be painted. And they might not be buying for a year and a half, or sooner, maybe a little bit sooner, but it is a long time. So I kind of always leave it. So let's say I'm meeting you for the first time, you're my industrial customer. I will always leave with me having to get back with you with something.
That's a good plan.
If it's just a email, a picture of something, I don't know, I leave like little trails, and I always go back to pick them up, and then that's where I'm in front of the customer, give them a reason, and kind of a lot of those times you're working with an engineer, so they want to talk.
Good.
So
all good points.
And in the collision industry, if it's doing to a body shop or dealership, which it moves a little bit faster, but I always kind of just leave it open-ended, how I need to get back with them.
Okay. Jason?
Yeah, I mean, once again, right? We always leave it to where we have to get back to them. We don't want to. We don't want to put it on them to get back to us. There's always a reason we need to get back in touch with them. That way, we're in front of them, we're talking to them, and we're keeping them engaged. So we try not to leave it up to them to get back to us. We always try to make sure that we have to talk to them about something, get them a drawing, get them something, and that's kind of how we go about it.
You want to make it worthwhile. You don't want to call them just for the sake of calling them.
Correct.
Provide them with something.
What if I had
Right. Mark, how about you guys? How do you handle it up in Quebec?
Well, I think with the redundant the filters, and I think we're every month or every 2 months we ship something to the customer. So we're they're used to see the logo, to see us, and that's the first person that they thinking of calling when they have a problem or want to upgrade something. It's normally us. It's a no-brainer for me.
That's great. Hey guys, we're about ready to wrap it up. I'm gonna get, is there anything that you want to touch on that maybe I missed asking the question on, or things that you do different that you feel is important in talking partnerships? I mean, we value your partnership, and having quality distributors like you has really helped Global get to where we are today. If it wasn't for you guys, it'd be a struggle, right? So is there anything you want to add? Go ahead and speak up, and we'll.
I mean, what I want to thank Global Finishing Solutions, for what you guys have done over the years, and the team you've built to support guys like us that are needy. When I want something, I'm a spoiled brat, man. I need it now. So
I did not know that, Ken.
So I mean, the team you guys put together.
Thank you.
The quality of the equipment. I feel you supersede anyone else out there in the paint booth industry, especially at this show. Keep up the good work, and I thank you for having me as a distributor.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I think for the entire team, we think that. Appreciate that comment. Jason, anything you would like to add, Mr. Bain?
Lots. No, I agree. Our partnership's been great. We came on, what have we been, 12, 13 years, and issues here or there, but we work through it. And I think that's what makes us great partners, right? Is we can have that dialogue and we can have those things, but we always work through it. There's never it's not one-sided, and I think that's huge. And it's the same way with our customers, right? I mean, it's all three of us, you, our customers, all working together, and it's been a great partnership, and we're blessed. So
thank you. I
guys.
appreciate that. Mark?
As you said, we're barely new to the distribution world, so we used to resolve the problem ourselves. But it's really nice to have someone in the back to when we have a problem, we have a situation, we have someone that answer fast and have good answer, and that's one thing that GFS does pretty well. So it's not all about just the service of the distribution network. It's the all company GFS.
And I think we all have the same common goal in mind, right? We want to take care of the customer. We want to provide them with a pain-free experience as much as we can, and make sure that they're going to keep coming back and refer their friends. So guys, I appreciate you taking the time out. I know you guys are busy working the show, walking the show. So I appreciate it, and thank you very much.